Hey viewers and viewresses, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 178 and as promised Phil's here again.
Yes, for episode...
I thought you were going to give a bit of a delayed reaction then, but yeah.
No, I don't do that kind
Phil's here. Yes, I'm here.
No, none of that.
There he is.
None of that wanking shit.
Well,
no!
Jeez.
Right.
But yes, obviously we've cleared out the East Island now, which just leaves us the West Island left, and then this Deutsch challenge is complete. But first I need to go and get some more stealth equipment. I've only got the stone, which is not enough. And yes, I could do some alarm clocks, maybe some
Also,
empty
you're now
bottles.
madam.
Yes, you whilst I was out of the room just before we started recording this episode, Phil thought it would be funny on the main menu screen to change the character gender to madam.
Which I would assume if you went to multiplayer, you would show up as a madam.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? You'd show up as
Yeah.
a woman.
I think actually in the multiplayer you can actually manually choose yeah, which one you are, as well as obviously if you vague details about your character's appearance. Yes.
Oh right, I thought you
good.
thought you could only change it in the main menu.
No.
Oh, shows how much I know.
I think that might just be here in single player, the Sir Madam thing.
Oh right.
Yes, yes. Can't jump over this wall apparently. There we
What
are.
you'll need to check out is the signal from Tolva.
Oh, yes, the signal from Tolva.
Yeah.
Need to have a look. It does look interesting.
The next game by. See if it can run on your
Yeah,
PC.
let's hope it can. Let's hope it can.
Upgraded from a toaster to a potato.
Yes, that's literally what my PC is.
There you
Complete potato. Oh, look at that, 3 alarm clocks.
Oh, hey, oh.
That should be good. That should be good to keep us going. Let's get back out to the West Island. In fact, actually, are there any robots, any hunters?
Any robots around?
So I could do my Ich bin ein Berliner. Or Ich bin
Doesn't
ein
look to
Berliner.
be, does there?
No.
Doesn't look to be.
Hunters. Wer are the hunters, ja?
I don't know.
Where are they, Phil? Maybe we should just go back to the West Island. They'll probably spawn on some over there. Okay.
A very bristly hedge here.
It is a bristly hedge, isn't it?
Can't stand over that. That bloody
A bristly hedge. Yes.
In a field with lots of hay bales, although there's no cows around or,
True.
or other related animal life. Only pheasants and rabbits.
You know, I was going to make a very horrible, terrible pun when you said bristly hedges about how there are plenty of women out there who have that problem, but I thought, well, I made it now, but I was thinking, shall I make that pun? Shall I make that joke? I mean, it's too late now because I've made it. I'm sorry, any female viewers out there watching this. I don't mean anything weird.
Isn't that, well, you think, is that, what's her name? Celine Souvet?
Celine Sauvé.
That's the one.
Yes, she's one of my viewers.
Well, is she a she or a he?
Well, I think
don't
it's a
know.
she.
Are
Celine
you?
is
Can you explain to
female,
us, are you a
isn't it?
he or a she?
Yes.
If you are a he, say. If you are a she, say uh-oh. There you go. That's what you have to, that's what you have to do.
Yes, type that in the comments.
So a he, if you're a he, you make the sound. You have to
sound.
you have to make that fart sound in words.
Yes.
And if you're a she, just put uh-oh.
In other words, just basically, if you're male, just mash your hand on the keyboard.
Yes,
Just-
exactly.
yeah.
Mash your hand, and if you're a female, all you have to say is uh-oh. There you go.
Okay. Yes.
That's how we'll know.
Yes. Hopefully I
I'm
can
going one
remember
better than
that.
a simple yes or no.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
In fact. Okay.
I expect to hear from you, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Well, it's close. It was close to.
Hey, you're nearly there. Eh?
Nearly there.
You are nearly there. Yeah.
If she doesn't respond, we'll have to send out the Red Army after her.
The Red Army.
Yeah. To
Yes, the Imperial troops.
the Imperial troops. We'll have to force her to write. Like conscription.
Yes. Almost like that. Yes. No, just
You get me, bruv.
kind of.
Even though you're not my brother.
No.
No.
Oh, hang on. I could do
You
the
have a
Ich bin ein
sister.
Berliner thing.
A little.
Ich
No,
bin
not
ein
a little
Berliner.
sister.
Oh God. Shit.
You certainly don't have a little sister.
No, I don't. I do not have an imouto, as the Japanese would say.
Oh, for God's sake! Not everything that's related to Japan. An obsession, hasn't he? He's got an obsession. Everything you see, he's got this Danganronpa now. He's got Senran Kagura and God only knows what else. And Panzer Models.
Panzer Models. We've not done that for a while.
Well,
Have they been distracted from the...
I think you've distracted them.
gosh.
Quick! Oh no, this guy's coming back.
back.
Oh, they're both coming back. Quick!
Ich bin ein Berliner. Ich bin ein Berliner. Shit.
Oh, they did see
Oh God,
that.
there's a dog with him.
Oh no!
There is ein Dog. Ein Hund.
Just so you know, Vitality's at 48.
Yes. Oh God. Did you see that shot then?
Yeah, it's like it
Yes.
went under your legs.
It did.
A bit, yeah.
Probably ricocheted off the ground.
Right. So what topics have we got to talk about this time?
Well, obviously, last time we were talking about E3. Is there
Oh,
anything
yeah.
interesting that's
E3.
been happening in your life other than that? Phil?
Well,
Actually, obviously, a recent event, of course, in the UK is the general election.
God.
I know.
We don't need to talk about
We
that.
don't. It was a bit of a shambles.
That's gone haywire.
I know, it has.
Oh dear.
Terrible,
Theresa
really.
May fucked up completely.
She did.
And
Well,
we had
the
a
thing is,
hung
you know,
parliament, and
hung
now she's joined forces with the DUP, which, for those of you who don't know, is a political party in Northern Ireland.
Yes, who are a bit
de-
controversial for some of their very socially conservative stances on certain things.
I think it stands for the Democratic Unionist Party,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Now the problem is they've got a lot of influence over her because
have,
they can just say, right, Theresa May, we want you to do this, and she goes, no, right, well, we're leaving you, see ya,
Yeah.
and then it's back to a hung parliament again.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It gives them
A lot of power.
Yeah, the balance of power, pretty much.
So they've got now a lot. They've now got a lot of say, not just in Northern Ireland, but they can do the rest of the UK now.
Yeah.
They're at England, Scotland, Wales, which is, well, we'll have to see how things go.
See how things go. Obviously, the pun that people are now calling this coalition is the made-up coalition.
Oh, yes.
May DUP.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's clever. That I haven't
Yeah.
heard that actually until you just said it.
Yes.
Well, you said it before.
You remember that? Obviously, I mean, did you hear the one, the name that people used to call the Conservative Liberal Democrat coalition? When that was the Condemn.
Oh yes,
Condemned, yeah.
Yes, no, I
We've
I
been
heard
condemned.
That. So having another coalition. Great.
Yes. Yes.
Theresa May was like, I'm going to have another election because I think people love me and they're all going to
know.
vote for me.
And she ran a terrible election campaign. Let's
the
be
exit
honest.
polls were right for the first time.
Yes, they were.
And then she was like, I bet when the final results came out, she was like,
Shit.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Although Kensington in South London didn't put their vote in till ages, did
yeah.
they? There was
No.
it was in the morning. They still hadn't put their vote in. 'Cause they had to
Yeah.
recount like a 50 billionth time.
Aye. But looking back on it, it was a silly idea to call a general election because she was saying that she wanted strong and stable government. Well, she had that before the election.
Yeah.
There was no need if she wanted to call it.
She's still in power, just.
Yeah. It was a gamble and it didn't pay off for her.
Although Jeremy Corbyn and I think Tim Farron as well are both wanting another election.
Yeah, they probably
to get
will.
them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, whilst I don't agree with some of the things that Corbyn says, I can see why people.
Well, some of the
are
things
voting for him.
I'm not a fan of him or Diane Abbott.
yeah.
But the things he said, like he was going to increase the minimum wage to £10 an hour.
I know. I mean, who wouldn't
Yeah.
vote for that? And things, if you've got a candidate who's proposing things like, putting funding back into the NHS, things like this, who wouldn't vote for that?
At the moment, I
'Cause
think
it's,
minimum wage is £7.50 an hour.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
if it increased to £10, that would be quite decent. £10 is about an 18,000 a year salary, I think, there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I think.
But yeah, that's the thing, because regardless of whether or not you agree with Jeremy Corbyn's manifesto proposals, what he did kind of offer was, some people would say, was kind of hope, like a more positive kind of vision.
Yeah.
Whereas Theresa May, her campaign was a bit lacklustre, and it's hard to see really what she kind of was offering in a positive sense.
And if I remember, didn't she do something a bit bad for the NHS?
I don't know about the NHS, but I know that there was the controversy over elderly people's winter fuel allowances. That was a stupid mistake. That was. How on earth any of them thought that was a good idea, putting that into the manifesto?
Because, I can see why people are not too fond of Theresa May. Remember, she was not voted in from the public.
She wasn't, no.
She was voting because Cameron had enough.
I know, and the problem with her is that compared to Cameron, she doesn't. I don't know. I feel like she lacks that kind of charisma that sometimes is necessary in a prime minister.
I saw a little question and answer thing.
Yeah.
Where this guy was sitting in the audience, and there were Tory MPs around, and he says, "I always vote Tory, but I will not vote Theresa May."
Yeah.
And he said, "I will never vote Tory again unless Theresa May's out."
Yeah, I genuinely think that there's a good chance that she may not be in her position by the end of the year. That they could have replaced her, because I don't know. I mean, if you think about the kind of drubbing she's taken at this election, it is hard at this stage to see how she could last.
We need Boris Johnson.
Boris,
That's
oh God.
what we need. Then we'll have our own Donald Trump.
Oh God, yeah. Boris is one of those who,
very eccentric.
He's very eccentric, and I feel that he perhaps be a bit too eccentric, a bit too maverick for the role. I don't know.
Well, he keeps
He's
refusing
controversial,
it anyway.
yeah.
He doesn't really want to do it.
Yeah, and I think obviously from like a foreign policy and diplomatic stance, I don't know if obviously say partners in Europe would be particularly keen on the idea of having to deal with Boris Johnson.
He's a funny man, though.
I know he is.
Very, very posh name, isn't it?
Very posh. I think he's I don't know if
he went to Eton.
Yeah,
he went
I don't know
Eton.
the entirety of his name, but I know that one of his middle names is something like De Pfeffel or something like that, because he's from an aristocratic background.
Yeah.
So he's like Boris De Pfeffel Johnson.
And he went to Eton.
Yes.
Eton College.
Yeah.
Which is like the the
posh
elite
boys'
school.
Yes. Around since I don't know how old it is actually. Is it medieval in origin? Eton?
It's definitely old.
Was it from the Tudor era? I can't remember. It's very old.
It is very old.
Yeah, it's produced more prime ministers than any other school. You guys over here, do you know what I am? Ich bin ein Berliner.
How do you actually, get towards the place where you can become prime minister? So how would you become like an MP?
I think first off, you have to become a councillor. It's very much local level. And then I think from there, if you've been a councillor, you can become an MP, which is at a constituency level, which is more regional. And then if you're an MP, you can put yourself forward for like proper sort of ministerial
I wouldn't
position.
want to be a prime minister. It's
No.
a bit too stressful of a position.
It's just,
You've got the whole country.
A hell of a thick skin to do that job. It is, pretty much.
And you can't just relax and have chill out clothes, because every time you go outside, you have to be in like a suit. Or always, whenever you can't. If you want to wear chill out clothes, you have to do it within the confines of 10 Downing Street.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if you go out and you've got the journalist,
Image,
look, he's in some shitty clothes.
I know.
Put it all over the paper.
You've got to keep that image up of professionalism and all that. It takes over your life pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. Draining, basically.
I mean, it's the sort of thing that you would think, if you're doing a politics degree at university like you are, maybe people thinking, well, what are you going to want to become an MP? You're going to want to become prime minister?
No, I want to become an academic with my specialty.
Well, if you do become prime minister, I'll be your Secretary of Defence.
You want to be that, do you? You want to be the Minister of Defence, eh? Yes.
Well, what's Boris Johnson's or Home Secretary?
You could be that. Boris Johnson is the Foreign Secretary.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, which is
well, no wonder.
Quite a choice for him.
I mean, get him to deal with Trump. I mean, he is our Trump.
He's our Trump.
Let one Trump talk to another.
Yes.
Just so you know, everyone, Donald Trump is duck fart. So
is that yeah?
Yeah, but we think about it.
Oh yeah, Donald
Duck, and Trump is a British term for fart.
Yes.
So duck fart.
There you go.
So well done for calling
I've
yourself
not had to use up any of my alarm clocks so far. That's good.
Doing all right.
I'm amassing a small collection here.
Well, at least you've got enough distraction to look at this. This is
welcome to Much Clubbing. That is an interesting name.
Yeah.
Do they do much clubbing here in Much Clubbing? Oh my lord, who's shooting?
Clearly, otherwise it would be called that. Come on, get your brain into gear.
Oh, it's robots.
That little button you've got on the side of it, just press it and it'll get your brain into gear.
There's a big shootout going. Oh, hello. No, don't you dare see me.
They're not liking the squires, clearly.
No.
Having a bit of an iffy fit.
Yeah, an iffy fit.
An iffy fit.
Yes.
Oh, it's one of those. Unfortunately, politics is one of those discussions which you can't really talk about to many people because it causes a lot of controversial stuff and aggro, and everyone's angry at one another.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's one of those topics that's
sometimes it is best to stay away from.
Yeah.
Not like we've been doing in this episode, but
and not like you're studying a whole degree in it.
I know. Well, I want to be an academic.
Or
I think it's my
fellow.
Research interests are very much in. Obviously not like domestic politics, the more sort of foreign policy and kind of particularly maritime security.
Why haven't you had a chat with Boris Johnson?
If I could, I would.
Oh, that would be great. What an interview.
Yeah.
I bet he would as well. He wouldn't. I reckon he would talk to a PhD student just to get some tips for his thing. But I think you should go down and see him.
I've not. I have.
Well, Andrew, I would say.
Well, Andrew, I would say. Yeah. But speaking of obviously politicians, I have not met but encountered Charles Clarke, who was from the Tony Blair administration. I think he was Home Secretary under Tony Blair at one point.
That was a long time ago.
That was a fair time ago now.
Yeah, Tony Blair.
I've not met the guy, but
was it Gordon Brown was after Tony Blair?
Yes, that's right. But Charles Clarke, I've not met. I was never actually introduced to the guy, but I encountered him once at university when he came in during my master's degree to do a talk about foreign policy and things like that. And it was interesting because my lecturer arranged it. Yes.
We've had some funny prime ministers over the years.
Yes, we have.
One such prime minister who I will take. I know I've got the information from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, who's had in real life had a very ditzy wife.
Oh yes. A certain Mr. Benjamin Disraeli.
Yes, Benjamin Disraeli, who was
Yes.
Prime Minister during the Victorian era,
Yes.
and his wife Mary Ann Disraeli, who
Yeah,
had
this-
this persona of being very ditzy.
Yeah.
But in fact, she was very clever
Yeah.
and sharp-minded.
It's an act, yeah.
Yeah.
And Benjamin Disraeli, of course, had his famous historical rivalry with Gladstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Gladstone, which is
William
depicted
Ute
quite well
Gladstone.
in Syndicate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They really
there's
don't like each other.
There's like one mission where they start having a screaming match at each other.
Yeah.
They absolutely hate. Like most prime ministers of the different classes don't, despise one another.
They don't.
but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They really did.
because of what was it? The Corrupt Practices Act.
Yes.
That was it. That was defining
Something like
game. It was something that Disraeli put forward. I've forgotten what the act entailed, but Gladstone hated every bit.
Yeah.
Of it. I forgot. We'll have to research. What was it? The Corrupt Practices Act.
I think it was supposed to be creating some kind of oversight, obviously, to try and defend against corruption, but I think it was the actual way it did it which was controversial, because in some ways it arguably actually it kind of compounded the problem a bit.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, any of you viewers and viewresses out there, but from my very limited knowledge.
The funny thing was,
I think that's what it was.
Disraeli, after I think it was like 1870, lost the election to Gladstone, and he was about 1870 to 1878, and then Disraeli came back in.
Yeah.
And obviously, Syndicate set during 1868, prime time of Disraeli ruling.
We've not had a prime minister like that, I'd say, since the Victorian era, who was in one office, then got voted out, and then got voted back in again. We've not had one recently like that who's done that. So obviously, if you go right back through the 20th century, it's always been a different person.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
It's never been someone who's had one term, then had a break for whatever reason, and then come back to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm not sure about the prime ministers before him.
Yeah.
But there could have been.
Aye.
But we know that.
Oh God, that guy's coming towards me. He's got a dog with him.
And also the fact that Disraeli had an amicable relationship with the Queen. Gladstone didn't. The Queen hated Gladstone. Yeah, Queen Victoria hated Gladstone.
I wonder who Queen Elizabeth II's favourite prime minister has been.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That I read there's a funny scene in Syndicate with the Victoria giving Evie the cake. You remember the cake?
Yes, the cake. Yeah.
Miss Fry, I left you some cake. Should you want it?
I've heard some rumours, some people said apparently that Queen Elizabeth II's favourite Prime Minister so far has been Harold Wilson back in the 70s, the Labour one.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true though, because I'm not sure who said that, whether it was him himself who actually said that, or whether it was someone else.
You don't know, do you?
You don't. Yeah.
And also for those of you with the myths, I'm going to break a myth for you here.
Go on.
You already know this, but viewers might not. Queen Victoria did not say one is not amused.
Yes.
She did not say that. That's a myth. Just as much as the King Louis XVI's wife.
Oh, Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cake."
Yes.
She didn't say that either.
Yeah. It's controversy over whether it actually happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or doubt, rather, not controversy.
I think it just came from the fact because it was people, the revolutionaries trying to put her in bad light by saying, "Oh, let I've got loads of food. Let them eat cake."
Thing, yeah. It's that era where it's not easy to refute things.
So he said that, and the fact with one is not amused. Now that wouldn't have been to put her in a bad light. I don't know who would have. Maybe just because they wanted to make her more posh or something.
I don't know. I mean, apparently there are instances in her own personal writings, like a diary and things, if they're actually saying the opposite, that we were very much amused.
Yeah.
But one was not amused, which is
exactly
interesting. So it could be that one actually was just somebody misinterpreted or misheard or something. Like
and also, what I know about, which is quite sad, is her husband died very early.
Yes.
And it left her absolutely distraught.
It did.
I forgot what her husband's name now.
Was it Prince Albert?
Yeah, that's it.
Prince Albert.
It left her distraught. And by the time of Syndicate, he's long gone.
Yeah.
I don't know when he died, but it was about 1830s, 40s.
Yeah.
And she was just distraught.
She was.
And always kept his belongings or something.
Yeah.
I think he had some sort of disease that he was dying from.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Prince Albert.
Yeah.
I should probably go and read up on him at some point.
It's funny that when a king has their wife brought in, they're a queen. But when a queen has a husband coming, they're just a prince.
Yeah. Prince Philip. Yes. It must be some whole sort of protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe the sort of womanly sort of society. Although no, womanly sort of society was mostly in Native American tribes, isn't
Yeah.
it? Where they got the clan mother.
Yeah, that's right.
So getting references
That's
from AC3.
That's your
AC3
knowledge.
Yeah. But, no, but that was true. Native American tribes. It was all about.
They could be very
women.
matriarchal. Yeah.
Society, it was a very matriarchal society.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, the Assassin's Creed games, because they do give you the history.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't know much about ancient Egypt.
No.
Apart from that's when, obviously, they built the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx as well. So
Aye.
I know it was jam packed with slaves.
Yes.
And of course, there's lots of you had Cleopatra and all the pharaohs.
The pharaohs, yeah.
Be interesting to see how the rulings go. And obviously, they had a sort of tradition after death, the mummification.
Yes.
And everything. Where they'd wrap them up.
Burial
they would remove all the
ceremony.
organs from the body and then wrap them up in bandages.
They were kind of actually genius.
Using embalming tools.
In the sense of how they preserved bodies in that way.
Yeah.
And how they were able to actually get the internal organs out without really damaging the external epidermis, the external structure of the body all that much.
Yeah, we'll be interested.
Really
maybe that will be in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. But supposedly, I've heard rumours that this might be a trilogy. That you visit the other ancients. So you start off with ancient Egypt, then the next one you might go to ancient Rome, and then to ancient Greece.
Yeah.
Now they're saying that ancient Rome is actually where the Assassin Templars properly started.
Okay.
So they might do it ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and then ancient Rome.
Yeah. That would probably make sense. I think because in the sort of order of empires,
Yeah.
it was Egypt, Greece, then Rome eventually came and supplanted them.
It'd be interesting to see the ancient Rome, because the Roman Empire, which is still classed as the biggest empire in human history, see your Julius Caesar and everything.
Caesars, yes.
I don't know a lot about ancient Greece. I know there's that's when they built all their. They had some of the ancient wonders of the world were built around those sort of periods. The Colossus at Rhodes, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Oh yeah, that's very ancient.
And that's where they built the Parthenon in Athens.
Parthenon, yeah.
That was in ancient Greek time.
Parthenon, yeah.
Now the funny thing with ancient Greeks, they were very lewd.
Yes.
They loved to get naked with one another and have lots of sex.
Yeah, it's because they
Greeks
came from a society where sexuality wasn't obviously, it wasn't as taboo as it seems to be now.
So if they do ancient Greece, I want to see how Ubisoft manage that.
Yeah. But that's the thing, there are a lot of ancient civilizations. Their attitude towards obviously things like nudity, sexuality, things like that was way different, of course, to what it is now. In many ways, they were quite liberal. But yeah.
And then for some reason, like 1700s, it became very taboo. Like,
well, I'd say before that, way before that. I'd say it's probably with the emergence of the monotheistic religions, particularly things like Christianity, which obviously goes way back through time, thousands of years. That was probably really, I'd say, when things like matters connected to things like sex and sexuality started to be kind of frowned upon in everyday life. And it was like, oh no, you can't have sex outside of wedlock, things like this.
Well, I don't know how that was, but I assume it'd be the same in ancient Egypt. Probably a sort of free society.
More liberal,
Well, we'll see. But it was a lot of
because the thing is, all these ancient societies, before the advent of the big religions, obviously had their own gods and things like this. And in quite a few of them, you always see things like fertility gods, which obviously are very much connected.
Oh yeah, I know
to
some Ra's an Egyptian god.
Yeah.
Oh, there'll be a lot of that in the game, won't there? A lot of praying to Egyptian god. And I saw the famous head of a dog that used to have an Egyptian. Yeah, that was I don't know which god is.
God. Is that Anubis? You think
that's Anubis? Yeah.
Yes.
But it's interesting to see is that because the pharaohs, some of the pharaohs were quite violent. They would kill people because they didn't agree with them.
In a lot of ancient religions,
Tutankhamun,
gods were not necessarily good. They were supposed, there could be evil ones as well.
I just thought we might see sacrifices.
Yeah.
That was in that sort. Although it didn't really take off until the Mayans and the Aztecs in the 1500s.
Yeah, they were big on human sacrifice and things like that.
I'm not sure about the ancient Egyptians.
They probably did, but I don't know if it's true. But
that'll be a gory scene if we see that in the game.
Didn't ancient Egyptian sort of wealthy people sometimes have their servants actually
killed
and buried with them?
Yes. That is
it's a sort of sacrifice there. Okay.
And here's another fact about ancient Egypt. All of them slept on beds made of stone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't have that. So hopefully Ubisoft will recreate that historical fact well, and we'll see, where the beds are. They are stone.
Never mind all the others. We're going to be checking if the beds are made of stone.
Yeah.
But yes, there we are. So I think we'll wrap this episode up here because we've been going for about 15 to 20 minutes, I think.
Probably longer. I think we started around about 1:45. It's now 1:15.
Yeah.
So probably about half an hour.
Probably, actually, yeah. Okay, so thank you for joining us then, everyone, for episode 178 of Sir You're Being Hunted. I've got 2 device pieces on me. That leaves just one more on this island.
We've had 2 episodes, one with E3, one with politics and ancient history.
Yeah, so quite some good, big discussions right there, Phil. Which is good. So yes, thank you for joining us, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. Obviously, I don't know if we'll do another one of these.
No,
we've got other games that we need to do, really. So yeah. Thank you, everybody. If you're not doing so already, as usual, you can follow me on my Facebook and Twitter pages. Links in the video description. And I don't think there's anything else for me to say other than goodbye.
Yep, and you're not far from the end of the challenge now.
We're not actually, no.
So
I'll have to have a think about what challenge I do next. But I've got a long list of suggestions
I've got a long
to keep
list,
me going. Yes, a very long list. So yes, no worries about that there. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, got him. Shit. Get off the edge. Oh, no, go. Get out of here, get out. No, get a time. Ah! That's that monstrosity finished off. Get over there. See ya. Oh, shit, no. Oh, fuck. I did not mean to do that. Oh, please don't tell me I have to kill it again now. Shit! Got to stop it. Yeah. Oh lord, no. Holy crap, this area's horrible. Oh my god, I've been shot to fucking pieces! Ah! Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit! Whoa, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Fucking hell! Bloody hell, that did like 1,000,000 damage! This better not be a... Whoa! Shit! No! Oh my fucking god! How many... What?